Hello and welcome to my guide to the best street food in Mexico City. With so many delicious spots to choose from, it can be overwhelming to try and sort through all the different options. That's why I've done the work for you and compiled a list of the top street food spots in the city. Join me as I explore the vibrant flavors that make Mexico City street food truly one of a kind. Sit back, relax, and let's get into it. The first stop is El Vilcito. This is a very famous taqueria that's about 10 minutes south of downtown, and it's really cool because it's an auto body shop by day and they turn into a taco stand in the evenings. It's always very packed, but just find one of the servers running around and place your order with them and then find somewhere to stand while you wait for your tacos. While you're here, you have to try their pastor, that's what they're famous for, and it is some of the best I've had anywhere. If you really are feeling hungry, try one of their gringa tacos, which comes with griddled cheese. They're absolutely massive, and this is an absolute must-stop while you're in Mexico City. The next stop is JENNI'S Street Quesadillas. This is a little street stand on the corner in Roma Norte, and they serve up delicious handmade quesadillas, tlacoyos, and tortas. You have to come here for their squash blossom quesadilla. It's one of the best things I've ever had, and their huitlacoche is also really, really good. I came back 3 times during my trip and ordered the same thing every time. La Esquina del Chilaquil was around the corner from my Airbnb when I was there, and every single morning they had a line down the block until they were sold out. They're famous for their red and green chilaquiles tortas, which come with beans, breaded chicken, queso fresco, and crema. I recommend you go with a mixta, which comes with both types. They're so good I went back 4 times in 2 weeks. When you think of tacos in Mexico City, you don't typically think fish tacos, but El Pescadito is the exception to that. These are some of the best fish and shrimp tacos you'll ever taste. When you come, you have to try their taco torte taco, which has a fried chili pepper stuffed with marlin and cheese on it, plus fried shrimp. As you can see, these tacos are absolutely gigantic, so maybe just order one of them and then mix it up with one of their shrimp or fish tacos. They're simple yet very delicious. And don't forget to ask for all the sauces and salsas on top too. They're at a separate salsa bar to the right after you get your order. These are some of my favorite tacos on the trip for sure. Taqueria El Torito was one that I was recommended by some locals. It's in the Centro area and it's a hot spot for their suadero and tripe tacos. The line is long, but it's worth the wait, and when you order, make sure you get the tripe tacos extra crispy. This is a great spot to hit before you go to Lucha Libre at the wrestling arena Coliseo, which is close by. When you finish your wrestling match, head over to Taqueria Los Cocuyos. This is a small window in the historical center that serves tacos 24/7, and it's a perfect late night bite after Lucha Libre. They serve a mix of tacos here, but my favorites were the tacos de cabeza, lengua, and suadero. I also had the spiciest salsa I had in CDMX here. For this one, I have to give credit where credit is due, and that goes to Mark Wiens. Mariscos Orizaba is a small street side cart that sells amazing tostadas de mariscos in Juarez. We tried a few of them, but like Mark, our favorite was the shrimp. I don't know how I didn't see this place on more people's roundups, but they do deserve some attention. What I really appreciated was that their tortilla was fried so perfectly that when you took a bite, all the toppings didn't fall off because the tortilla actually holds up. Taqueria Los Güeros was another spot that I saw on Mark Wien's channel, and while I was down checking out El Vilcito, I had to swing through here to try their crispy tripe tacos. They come out on a plate with the fat still sizzling for being cooked face down on the griddle, and they are so delicious and crispy. Also, their salsas were some of the best I had on the entire trip. Esquites de la Calle Nápoles is on the corner of Paseo de la Reforma and Juarez. This is by far the most popular esquite stand in the area. The line goes down the block if you don't get there early enough, and they serve either boiled or pan-roasted esquites. I went with a mix of both, and watching this guy top everything was incredible. He tops it with lime, mayo, cheese, 5 different hot sauces, their house-made matcha sauce, and then goes back through all of those ingredients at least 2 more times. I feel like you can't make a Mexico City roundup without mentioning El Moro. This place whips up what many consider to be the best churros in the city. They're made with only flour, water, and salt. This is a must-have in Mexico City. There might be 5 or 6 of these in the city, but the original is in Centro Histórico and it's open 24/7, so it's fun for a late night stop to eat after tacos. A bag of churros is only 20 pesos, so be sure to grab an extra bag for your Uber driver and make their night. Birria Estilo Jalisco is on the corner right next to Panaderia Rosetta. It's a great spot for birria de res, which is beef birria. You can order it as a soup or you can order it taco style, and I recommend doing it taco style and getting a side of the consomme on the side so you can dip the tacos in it. These are super hearty tacos, but be sure to save room for dessert so you can hop over to Panaderia Rosetta afterwards. Tacos Don Juan I found because I was sitting across the street over at El Pescadito and I could smell the arrachera being grilled from where I was sitting, so I had to go check it out. The arrachera and the hígado were some of my favorite tacos this entire trip. Whenever you see a cart like this with fresh mango and pineapple, especially when mango is in season, you have to stop for a snack. This guy was set up in Parque Mexico and his cups look so beautiful we had to grab one. Not many people are going to send you to Polanco for authentic tasting tacos, but I think El Torix is one of the exceptions of that. Their cochinita pibil tacos brought me right back to the Yucatan, and they were delicious and flavor-packed even though they look super simple here. After a night of mezcal, you're going to want to wake up and go to Tacos JOVEN. This place is known for tacos de canasta, which means basket tacos. They are cooked with steam rather than frying them on a plancha, and their chicharron taco and their chicharron salsa together made for a delicious combination that will cure any hangover. My favorite style of taco is al pastor, and El Tizoncito claims to be the creators of al pastor. They cook over charcoal, which I really appreciate, instead of the gas, which gives the meat a nice flavor, and you get that real nice char on the outside. The only thing that was lacking from this place was their salsa wasn't the greatest, but overall I think their meat was very flavorful and definitely worth a shot if you're in the area. When I was eating at Jenny's in Roma Norte, I could smell the smell of cheeseburgers coming down the street from Hamburguesas a la PARILLA. I had to come check these guys out. They cook burgers over charcoal, and I remember seeing them on Mark Wien's video, and he said that the hamburguesa con piña was very good, so I came and grabbed one. And right next door there's some dudes cooking french fries, so I paired some cheeseburgers with the french fries and had a nice little break from the tacos. On one of our last days in the city, we made our way down to Coyoacan, which I highly recommend checking out. This little market has a number of small food stalls in it selling all sorts of things, and it's very close to the Plaza Jardín Hidalgo, which is basically the center of town. This specific vendor on the far left side of the market is called Antojitos Juanita, and they had amazing flautas, and the people next to us said their gorditas were also delicious. About a 5-minute walk from that market is Coyoacan Market, which is much larger and has a number of food, fruit, and vegetable vendors. If you make it all the way towards the back, there's a place called Tostadas Coyoacan, which is super popular, and we had about 4 different types of tostadas that were all delicious. You really can't go wrong here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it to be helpful. If you'd like to watch a longer version where I also highlight some really great restaurants and things to do while you're in Mexico City, I will link to that video in the description and also put it as a card at the end of this video. Please hit those like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you on the next one.